Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 4 on interpolation. From last 3 lectures we are discussing about finite differences and we have seen different types of finite difference operators. In this lecture we are going to discuss relationship between the finite difference operators which we have discussed so far. Before starting those relationships, we just define this identity operator which is also required. Identity operator is denoted by capital I and it is simply defined as I of fx equal to fx for any function fx. That means identity operator gives us the quantity as it is back. We can define identity operator in this way: I of fx equal to f of x, or simply if we are applying identity operator to any function of x, say y, then I of y equal to y. And if we multiply identity operator with any other operator which we have discussed so far, then we will get that operator back. Similarly, I into shift operator is also equal to E. So identity operator is defined in this way, and we are going to use identity operator in proving relationship between finite difference operators. So first relationship we will prove is that delta is equal to E minus capital I. Here delta is forward difference operator, E is shift operator, and I is identity operator. So to prove that these two are equal, we have to prove that delta fx equal to E minus I f of x for any function fx. If for any function fx we can prove that delta of fx and E minus I applied to fx are equal, then we say that these two operators are equal. So suppose we start with any function fx. We can write in this way: for any function fx, we first write down delta fx. Delta fx is by definition f of x plus h minus fx. And if you recall the definition of shift operator, it is defined in this way: E of fx equal to f of x plus h. So using this definition, I can replace f of x plus h by E of fx, because I require here, I want to prove that delta fx equal to E minus I fx, that is E fx minus I fx. This I have to prove. And I can use the definition of identity operator. We know that if we apply identity operator to fx, then we will get fx. So I can replace this fx by I fx, and this I can rewrite as E minus I fx. So what we have shown that for any fx, delta fx is equal to E minus I fx, and fx is arbitrary. Therefore we are able to prove that delta is equal to shift operator minus identity operator. If you wish, you can prove by starting with right hand side. You can start with E minus I fx and you can show that that is equal to delta fx. We can write in another way also. Suppose I first write down for any fx, if I am interested in E minus I fx, then I will show that this is equal to delta fx. So this I can rewrite as E fx minus I fx. By the definition of shift operator, E fx is f of x plus h and I of fx equal to fx by the definition of identity operator. And we know that this is nothing but first forward difference of fx. So in this way also we can write, or we can prove that delta equal to E minus I. So you can prove in any one way. You can either write this proof or this proof. So these are simple relationship between finite difference operators, and sometimes they ask you to prove this type of relationship. Second relationship is between backward difference operator and shift operator, and we know that if we have EFX equal to f of x plus h, then we have shown in earlier lectures that if we take kth power of e applied to fx, then this is going to be f of x plus kh. So we are going to use this. Here also we can start with either left hand side or right hand side. Suppose we start with left hand side, then I have to find out nebula fx. Nebula is the backward difference operator. By definition, nebula fx is fx minus f of x minus h, and because I have to prove that this is equal to I minus e to the power minus 1, I replace fx by I of fx, and I can write one more step. This I can rewrite as f of x plus minus 1 times h. I am writing in this form. So you can compare. If I have f of x plus kh, I have e raised to kx. So if you compare with f of x plus kh, your k is minus 1. So this is going to be e to the power k fx. K is minus 1. So it is e to the power minus 1 fx. I keep this as it is, and here I write this as e to the power minus 1 f of x. We can write in the bracket. We know that e raised to k fx gives us f of x plus kh. So using this, and this is nothing but I minus e to the power minus 1 applied to fx. So for any fx, we have shown that nebula fx equal to I minus inverse of e or minus 1th power of shift operator. So we are able to prove this. If we wish, we can start with right hand side, and we can go in backward direction also. We can start from this. So this is equal to I fx minus e raised to minus 1 fx. This is using this, I can write this as f of x plus minus 1 into h, and I can go in reverse direction also. So I can start with I minus e inverse fx, and I can show that it is equal to nebula fx. So this is another nice relationship. Delta is equal to e minus identity operator. We have proved these two relationships. Delta is e minus identity operator, and nebula is I minus e to the power minus 1 of shift operator. Sometimes they can ask you to prove in this way also. From this I can rewrite this as e equal to delta plus I, and from this I can write e to the power minus 1 equal to I minus nebula. So sometimes they can ask you to prove in this way also. Both are equivalent things. Next relationship is, if we take product of these two differences, forward difference and backward difference, then they are commutative. If we consider different order for product, here I have written forward difference operator first, and here I have written nebula, that is backward difference operator. So we can say that product of these two operators is commutative. So either you find out delta nebula or nebula delta, answer will be same. So for that we can use these two relationship. We can prove that delta into nebula equal to nebula into delta using those two relationship. Delta is equal to e minus identity operator, and nebula is I minus shift operator to the power minus 1. I minus shift operator to the power minus 1, and I can first multiply e with this bracket, and then minus I multiplied with I minus e to the power minus 1. So if I multiply e with I will get I, minus e multiplied with e inverse. We can write one more step also. Here also I times I plus I times e to the power minus 1. Identity operator multiplied with any operator gives us that operator back. E to the e into e raised to minus 1, that is going to be e to the power 0, and e to the power 0 means f of x plus 0h, that is fx, and this is nothing but I of fx. So e to the power 0, that will give us identity operator. Identity operator multiplied with itself gives identity operator, and identity power multiplied with e to the power minus 1 will give us e to the power minus 1. So this we can rewrite as e plus e to the power minus 1, and this is minus 2 times identity operator. This is delta into nebula. Now we can show that if we find out nebula into delta, then also we must get same quantity. Nebula is I minus e to the power minus 1, delta is e minus identity operator. Let me check again. Nebula is I minus e inverse, this is e minus I. So now I multiply directly I with this. So what I will get, I times e minus I times I minus e inverse multiplied with e plus e inverse multiplied with I. I into e is e, I into I is I, e inverse time e, that is e raised to 0, which is again identity operator, plus e inverse. And if we rewrite this, we obtain e plus e inverse minus 2 times I. So we can give this number 1. This is delta into nebula, and nebula into delta is also same expression. So we can write that from number 1 and 2 we have nebula into delta equal to delta into nebula. So what we have used here, we have used the relationship between delta and shift operator and nebula and shift operator to prove that product of these two differences is commutative. And here I have written relationship between central difference operator and shift operator. And we recall the definition of central difference operator. We know that delta fx is given by f of x plus h by 2 minus f of x minus h by 2, and we will use this also. If we have e to the power k fx, then this is going to be f of x plus k times h. So either we can start from delta fx or we can start from right hand side. Suppose we try to prove for any fx. First we start with left hand side, delta fx. This is by definition of central difference operator, f of x minus h by 2. And now you can use this property. If I have f of x plus kh, that is going to be e to the power k fx. So if you compare this quantity with x plus kh, you will get k equal to 1 by 2. And if you compare this with x plus kh, you will get k equal to minus 1 by 2. Therefore this is equal to e to the power 1 by 2 fx, and this is equal to e to the power minus 1 by 2 fx. So using that property of shift operator, we have e to the power 1 by 2 fx minus e to the power minus 1 by 2 fx, and in the bracket we can mention whatever we are using. We are using the property of shift operator. E to the power k fx is f of x plus kh, and this is simple. Now you can rewrite this as e to the power 1 by 2 minus e to the power minus 1 by 2 applied to fx, and you can now see that for any function fx, delta fx and e raised to 1 by 2 minus e raised to minus 1 by 2 are equal. That proves that delta is equal to e to the power 1 by 2 minus e to the power minus 1 by 2. So these are some standard relationship between finite difference operators, and this is all about this session. I hope you have understood this. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in comment section. Thanks for watching.